Mum, it's here. Yeah, Alipay for foreigners. When you come to China, you can use Alipay, cashless. You don't need to bring cash. Really? See you next week. Roll the intro. Hello everybody and welcome back to the LTL Mandarin School YouTube channel with myself, Max, from the marketing team. Today I have a big announcement that Alipay have just recently made that I'm desperate to share with you. If you don't know Alipay, this is the app right here. It's an app in China that lots of foreigners use to pay for goods, services and many other things such as utilities and splitting bills with friends. Now the reason we have some significant news is because this week Alipay released a statement saying that foreigners can now use Alipay cashless without having a Chinese bank account. The final part of that sentence is the most significant factor because foreigners who come to China, for example, for 2, 3 or 4 weeks, which lots of our students here in China do, can now actually use Alipay without having to open a Chinese bank account. So for those of you who don't know what Alipay is, I'm just going to give you a very quick explanation. This is the Alipay app here, and it allows us to very conveniently go to shops, coffee shops, supermarkets, etc. and buy things without using cash. In fact, the last time I went to an ATM in China, I can't even remember, and I think many foreigners would say the same thing. When we go to places in China, we use Alipay or WeChat. We scan our QR code, it's as simple as that. And there are actually many places now that don't even accept cash. One example is a very famous coffee brand in China called Luckin Coffee, where they physically do not accept cash. You must have a Chinese bank account to be able to buy coffee from this coffee shop. You must have a Chinese bank account to be able to buy coffee from that coffee shop. However, that has now all changed because if you come to China and don't have a Chinese bank account, you can still use Alipay. This is incredibly relevant to our students here at LTL Mandarin School because many of our students come to us for a short period of time, that being perhaps less than 3 months. And it's becoming increasingly difficult in China to be able to open a bank account for short-term foreign students because there are so many. So the question is, how do we use Alipay as a foreigner without a Chinese bank account? Luckily, it's actually very, very simple. The first thing you need to do is download the Alipay app from your app store on your Apple phone or Android device. Very simple. And the second thing you need to do is sign up. To do this, you will need a mobile phone number. It doesn't matter which country, as long as you enter the mobile number, absolutely fine. The third thing you need to do is fire up the Alipay app and you need to go to the mini app inside Alipay called Tour Pass. You'll notice that when you open the Alipay app, there are many, many different options. Lots of things such as taxi, utilities, etc, etc. You'll probably need to go to the More section and then scroll down and you'll find the Tour Pass app. You can actually press and hold Tour Pass and save it to your favourites, which means that you will see it at the very top of your app each time you open it. When you open Tour Pass, you'll then be faced with a screen that should have a balance of 0, and what you need to do, you just need to top up. You get some given amounts such as 100 kwai all the way up to 2,000 kwai. The maximum is 2,000 kwai, which is roughly 285 US dollars, 410 Aussie dollars, or 285 euros. That's at the time of recording. After you've selected your amount, you'll need to enter your foreign card details. From what we discovered, any card is possible. Just enter your details, the usual things such as your long card number, expiry date and security on the back, enter your name, and hey presto, top up and everything is added. It's that simple. Once you've done that, go back to your balance and just check the number is exactly what you topped up, and also check from your bank account card from your country that the money came out. From what we also discovered here at LTL Mandarin School is that there are no fees, so there is no cost, and this also means that you don't have to pay exchange rate fees that you might have to do when exchanging at the airport or at Western Union, for example. Once you've done this, you're good to go, but there are a couple of points to take note of. The first one, as I mentioned before, is that the maximum top up per go is 2,000 kwai. Again, we're not sure if there's a limit on the amount of deposits per day or per account, is all we know is that you can top up 2,000 per go. Generally, life in China is quite cheap, so this should last you more than enough time. The other thing to note, which is quite significant, is that according to the Alipay press release, which you can actually view on our blog at ltl-beijing.com/alipay-for-foreigners. The press release confirms that the maximum you can use this for is unfortunately just 3 months. This is the only actual negative we saw. However, due to the fact that many tourists will probably be in China for less than this time anyway, most tourists should be covered with no problem at all. We also didn't see a problem with perhaps adding another bank card to the Tour Pass app, which could maybe then extend you for another 3 months if need be. Once you've done that, you're good to go and you are open to use many different services which you probably actually don't realise until you come to China. Using these apps makes your life incredibly convenient. One thing I use every day is the bike sharing apps using Alipay, which allows you to pick up a bike from the street, scan your QR code using Alipay or WeChat, and you're good to go. This is how I commute to work every day. Without having Alipay or that Chinese bank account, this wouldn't be possible. You can also do things like top up your metro card, so again, commute relative, using Alipay and your Chinese bank account. You can also pay for goods at convenience stores, supermarkets. You can pay for restaurant bills. You can split bills with friends. So if you're at restaurants and you have an awkward number that you need to split between you, this is also no problem. It really makes your life much more convenient in China, which is exactly why we wanted to share it with you as soon as we found out. We hope you found this video as useful as we did. It's incredibly important for us to make sure that our students that come to China have the most convenient time, and we always find that money and dealing with money is something that students have lots of questions about, so we really hope that this video was useful for you. If it was, please like and subscribe to our channel. We've got loads of useful videos from our marketing team from all over China, Beijing, Shanghai, Taiwan and further afield, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, bye bye.
Thanks for watching this video by LTL Mandarin School. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video.